Good day, everyone. So in this particular video, I'm going to be showing you my e-portfolio about the 10 educational leaders, 5 for international and another 5 for the Philippines, who have made an impact to me as an education student. So the first international leader on my list is Margaret Bancroft. She was an American educator and a social reformer who founded the Haddonfield Bancroft Training School for the multiply disabled in 1883. Originally named the Haddonfield School for the Mentally Deficient and Peculiarly Backward. Bancroft's institution aimed to develop innovative teaching methods for educating developmentally disabled children. Her accomplishments include creating a specialized program at her school that focused on the physical, mental, and spiritual growth of each individual student. She emphasized the importance of proper nutrition, personal hygiene, exercise, daily prayers, sensory and artistic development, and tailored lessons based on a student's mental age. So the school also provided various forms of recreation, such as trips to the circus, theaters, museums, and concerts. In addition to founding the Bancroft Training School, Bancroft also helped in organizing the Haddon Fortnightly Women's Club in 1894. This club aimed to promote the educational, literary, and social interest of its female members, showcasing Bancroft's advocacy for women's empowerment and community engagement. So I think it's her unconditional service to the people that really made an impact to me when I read about her biography. It says here that her pioneering work in the field of special education had a lasting impact on the lives of countless developmentally disabled children and their families. The Bancroft Training School, now a nonprofit institution with residential and daycare services, continues to serve as a year-round evaluation and treatment center honoring Bancroft's vision and legacy. There was no specific type of leadership that was indicated when I read her biography, but I think that her leadership style was characterized by her innovative and holistic approach to educating developmentally disabled children, hence transformational. She recognized the importance of addressing the physical, mental, and spiritual needs of each student, and she implemented a comprehensive program that catered to their unique individual requirements. Bancroft's dedication to her students and her willingness to advocate for their well being demonstrated her strong commitment to improving the lives of the marginalized and underserved. The next international educational leader is Charlotte Mason. She was a British educator and philosopher who designed, developed, and promoted a relational education approach in the late 19th and early 20th century. She had over a decade of experience teaching children in the British social system and later taught adults in a teacher education program. One of her accomplishments include summarizing her educational philosophy into 20 principles and authoring numerous writings, including a 6-volume meditation on the Gospels, geography volumes for students, and a 6-volume series describing her philosophy of education. Her advocacy, she was an advocate for the idea that education is an atmosphere, a discipline, and a life where the child is viewed as a person and the educator cooperates with God in the child's development. Her relational living environment approach to educational emphasized books, experiences, nature, and ideas. And the impact of her educational service to her people really touches me and made an impact to me as an education student. Mason's innovative educational philosophy and approach had a lasting impact. She founded and launched a parents' union, a teachers' college, an educator's journal, and a curriculum, organizing a wide network of parents, educators, and community members around her guiding philosophy. There was no specific details as to what type of leadership um, philosophy she had, but then I think that she's a transformation leader because she sought to challenge conventional educational methods, emphasize the unique growth of each child, and inspired a wide network around her innovative vision for education. The fourth international educational leader in line is Booker T. Washington, who was an influential African American educator, author, orator, and leader in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. He was born into slavery in 1856 in Virginia and went on to become the first principal and president of the Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institution in Alabama. He was a major advocate for African American and economic empowerment in the post Reconstruction South. Washington's most significant accomplishment was founding and leading the Tuskegee Institution, which became one of the most influential historically black colleges in the country. Under his leadership, Tuskegee grew from a small school to a major institution that provided vocational and industrial thinking to thousands of African American students. Washington advocated for a pragmatic, gradualist approach to racial progress, focusing on economic self improvement and vocational education for African Americans rather than pushing for immediate political and social equality. This made him a controversial figure as he was criticized by more radical civil rights leaders like Webb Du Bois for not being aggressive enough in the fight against segregation and discrimination. When it comes to the impact of his service, Washington's work at Tuskegee and his influence as national leader helped expanded educational economic opportunities for African Americans in the South during the late 19th and 20th centuries. However, his accommodationist approach was also seen by some as hindering the pursuit of full civil rights. And I think this is one of the major reasons why I included him on my list because he has this passion to fight for the rights of the African Americans to quality education. There was no specific information about the type of leadership philosophy that he practiced. However, his leadership can be characterized as sort of like transactional, as he focused on practical, incremental steps towards economic and educational progress for African Americans rather than advocating for transformational social and political change. He sought to work within the segregated system rather than challenge it head on. Now we have the last but not the least international educational leader, Dr. Amita Dev. She is the Vice Chancellor of Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University for Women, which is a government-run university in Delhi, India. She is an accomplished researcher and administrator with over 3 decades of experience. Her areas of expertise include deep neural networks, speech processing, speech modeling, speech recognition, and speech synthesis. Under Dr. Dev's leadership, Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University for Women has achieved several significant accomplishments, including being ranked in the 101 to 200 band for quality education and gender equality by the prestigious Times Higher Education Impact Rankings in 2021, being conferred the University of the Year Award in the 7th Fitchi Higher Education Excellence Awards in 2021, receiving the E-Learning Excellence Award for Academic Digitization from QSI Gauge, securing the second rank in the category of higher educational institutions exclusively for women in Band A overall in the ATAL ranking of Institutions of Innovation Achievements, or the ARIA rankings in 2020, and being ranked 21st in the entrepreneurial spirit and the 77th on their global top 100 innovative universities by the World University Ranking Impact or the WURI, being bestowed with a diamond rating for QSI gauge. Dr. Deb has been a passionate advocate for women's education, especially in the field of technology. Through her leadership and vision, she has helped expand educational research opportunities for women. And I think these accomplishments, as well as her advocacy to provide quality education for women, really made an impact to me as an education student, and is one of the reason why I included her in my most influential educational leaders in the international arena. And her leadership style, there was no specific information about what really leadership philosophy she is practicing. However, her style can be characterized as transformational, as she introduced a series of innovative practices and reforms, driving the university towards excellence and positioning it as a model for women's technical education. Her vision, dedication, and ability to motivate her team have been instrumental in the university's remarkable achievements. Now, at this juncture, let us proceed to my top five most and influential educational leaders in the Philippines, starting off with the former Department of Education Secretary Leonor Magtulis Briones. Secretary Briones is the former Secretary of the Department of Education in the Philippines. She is a professor emeritus of the University of the Philippines National College of Public Administration and Governance, and has spent most of her life as a teacher, resource person, public official, and social activist. Some of Secretary Briones' key accomplishments include serving as Vice President for Administration and Finance of the University of the Philippines System, serving as Chair of the Silliman University Board of Trustees and Regent, and Chair Designate of the Universidad de Manila, serving as Secretary to the Commission on Audit and Treasurer of the Philippines, delivering a speech at the United Nations General Assembly in 2005. Secretary Briones is an articulate advocate on economic and social development issues. She was the former president of the Freedom from Debt Coalition and the lead convener of Social Watch Philippines, coordinator of Social Watch Asia, and Social Watch International. She has been a champion of fiscal management and social development. Throughout her distinguished career, Secretary Briones has made significant contribution to public administration, finance, governance in the Philippines. Her commitment to good governance, particularly in public finance, has had a profound impact on the country. And I think that is one of the many reasons why I include her in my list of the most influential educational leaders in the Philippines, because she's not just inclined when it comes to the field of education, but in other areas as well. Her leadership style can be characterized as transformational, although there was no specific information as to what leadership principle she is really practicing. She has demonstrated a strong vision, dedication, and ability to inspire and motivate others. Her extensive experience in academic, public service, and social activism has enabled her to bring a unique and impactful perspective to her role as the Secretary of Education. Next in the line is Brother Armin Loestro. He is a Filipino Lasallian brother who served as the Secretary of the Department of Education of the Philippines under President Benigno Aquino III. He entered the De La Salle Scholasticate in Manila in 1979 while studying at De La Salle University. He professed his first religious vows in 1982 and his final vows in 1988. He started teaching as a religion teacher at De La Salle University Lipa in 1983. He served as the provincial head of the De La Salle Brothers Philippine District from 1997 to 2003. In 2000, he co-founded the De La Salle Catholic University, Manado in Indonesia. He succeeded Andrew Gonzalez as the president of the De La Salle University System in 2004 and later became the president and CEO of the De La Salle Philippines, or the DLSP. He was appointed as the Secretary of Education of the Philippines in 2010, becoming the second De La Salle brother to hold the position. Some of his accomplishments include co-founding the De La Salle Catholic University Manado in Indonesia, serving as president of De La Salle University System, being appointed as the Secretary of Education of the Philippines. As the Secretary of Education, Brother Luistro was a major proponent of the K-12 basic education program in the Philippines, which sought to add 2 additional years to the previous 10-year basic education curriculum. This program faced opposition from some parties, including the Ateneo de Manila University president. However, it is apparent that the curriculum was still institutionalized, as well as received legislative measures to be used as the official curriculum here in the Department of Education in the Philippines. Now, during his tenure as the Secretary of Education, he played a significant role in shaping the country's educational system, particularly through the implementation of, again, the new curriculum, which was the K-12 curriculum. And I think this is one of the major reasons why I included him on the list, and the impact that he made to me as an education student. I see the good side of the K-12 curriculum and its importance as well. There was no specific leadership principle that is published with regard to the principle of Brother Luestro. However, it can be characterized, his leadership can be characterized as transformational. He demonstrated a clear vision and commitment to improving the education system in the Philippines, and was able to inspire and motivate others to support his initiatives despite facing some opposition. Now, at this juncture, let us proceed to my top 5 most influential educational leaders in the Philippines, starting off with the former Department of Education Secretary Leonor Magtulis Briones. Secretary Briones is the former Secretary of the Department of Education in the Philippines. She is a Professor Emeritus of the University of the Philippines National College of Public Administration and Governance, and has spent most of her life as a teacher, resource person, public official, and social activist. Some of Secretary Briones' key accomplishments include serving as Vice President for Administration and Finance of the University of the Philippines System, serving as Chair of the Silliman University Board of Trustees and Regent, and Chair Designate of the Universidad de Manila, serving as Secretary to the Commission on Audit and Treasurer of the Philippines, delivering a speech at the United Nations General Assembly in 2005. Secretary Briones is an articulate advocate on economic and social development issues. She was the former president of the Freedom from Debt Coalition and the lead convener of Social Watch Philippines, coordinator of Social Watch Asia, and Social Watch International. She has been a champion of fiscal management and social development. Throughout her distinguished career, Secretary Briones has made significant contribution to public administration, finance, and governance in the Philippines. Her commitment to good governance, particularly in public finance, has had a profound impact on the country. And I think that is one of the many reasons why I include her in my list of the most influential educational leaders in the Philippines, because she's not just inclined when it comes to the field of education, but in other areas as well. Her leadership style can be characterized as transformational, although there was no specific information as to what leadership principle she is really practicing. She has demonstrated a strong vision, dedication, and ability to inspire and motivate others. Her extensive experience in academic, public service, and social activism has enabled her to bring a unique and impactful perspective to her role as the Secretary of Education. All right, so our Fourth educational leader is the former Secretary of the Department of Education in the Philippines, Jesli A. Lapus. He served 3 terms in the Philippine House of Representatives from 1998 to 2007, advocating for education and fixing the teachers' payroll system. Prior to his government service, he was a top recognized professional manager in the private sector for manufacturing, financial services, and international trade. He has a master's degree in business management and was a pioneering faculty at the Asian Institute of Management's Masters in Development Management program. He is a certified public accountant and has held leadership positions in various professional and civic associations. His accomplishments include achieved record achievements under his watch as DepEd Secretary, including the highest public approval rating among national government agencies and top performing cabinet secretary. He spearheaded crucial fiscal reform measures as chairman of the House Committee on Ways and Means in 2005, saving the Philippines from economic crisis, sponsored the historical overseas absentee voting law, which allowed overseas Filipinos to vote in the 2004 elections. He's an advocate for the cause of education, especially for public school teachers, and was named champion of public school teachers. And I think this is one of the reasons why I included him on my list because as an organizational leader, he also looked at into the situation of the teachers through improving their payroll system, which is an important factor or thing that needs to be considered to motivate teachers to teach effectively. And there was no specific information as to what leadership principle or leadership style he is demonstrating, but nonetheless we can say that he demonstrates a transformational leadership style because he has driven significant reforms and achievements in the DepEd, going beyond the transactional aspects of the role to transform the department and serve the education sector more effectively. And of course, the last but not the least, we have Edelberto C. De Jesus. He is a professor emeritus who served as president of the Asian Institute of Management from 2009 to August 2012. Prior to this, he was president of the University of the Cordilleras in Baguio City from 2008 to 2009. He began his career at Asian Institute of Management as faculty member in 1973 and held various leadership roles over the years, including chairing the Rural Development Management Program in 1987 and serving as Associate Dean for Research from 1992 to 1995. He also served as president of Far Eastern University from 1995 to 2002 and as Secretary of Education from 2002 to 2004. His accomplishment during his time as president of the Asian Institute of Management, he led the team that established the AIM Policy Forum in 1994 and served as its first chair. As Deputy Commissioner in the Peace Commission established by President Corazon C. Aquino in 1987, he was involved in advocacy work related to peace and rural development. He also helped establish the University Belt Consortium, which started to move to replace the ROTC with the National Service Training Program. And I think this is one of the reasons why I included him on my list. Through his leadership roles in education, he has had a significant impact on higher education policy and programs in the Philippines, particularly in areas like rural development, peace, and national service. Just like the select educational leaders on this video, there was also no specific information as to his leadership principle, but I think he is exhibiting a transformational leadership style, taking on high-level roles to drive change and shape important initiatives in the education sector. So those are the top 10 education leaders who have made an impact to me as an education student, and they will serve and they serve as a role model for me as a future educator, and if you're given a chance, an educational leader. Thank you so much for watching.